Hey everyone, it is me, Joe, and welcome back to another Tower of God tier list. It's been a while, but I'm excited because today I am joined by the one, the only, other
Hello
Joe.
everybody, it's
there
me, Markiplier. It's me, I am here to do this tier list video. Markiplier here.
Markiplier,
hey, how's it going?
He is a Tower of God
ready.
fan. So yes, this is a Tower of God tier list. Now I'm questioning whether I have everybody here, but basically, most of the people in the first 3 rows we're going to be putting into tiers based on how good of a villain we think they are. Antagonist, villain, however you want to call it, basically an antagonist, right? So even if they're not evil, they did play an antagonist role. We couldn't include everybody, but I'm including as many as I can. So that is the idea. Most of the people, all the way up until like Doom or Emily, I think, is what we're doing here. So we're gonna try to go through these pretty quickly.
Do this whole list. We just do this whole list and put everyone in F tier.
Just everyone.
Just like everyone in the bottom
sucks.
half.
Something like that.
A Nox mom worst villain. Unbelievable.
Oh, just horrible.
How could SIU write her as the worst villain?
I mean, what was he thinking? Come on, SIU.
So anyway, they're all villains.
Most of these people we're just going to blow right through because we actually do have quite a few people on these lists. So starting with Casano. I'd personally put him in like C tier or D tier because I feel like he could have been more, you know?
I think I agree. I think we both wanted more from him.
Yeah, I'd put him in C. He's not bad, but he's not really standout. Chonhee, I like Chonhee though. I think Chonhee's a B.
I like Chonhee, but is Chonhee really like the big, had the most presence as a villain?
So I think with Yuri, she had some good clashing going on because it wasn't just in terms of fights. It was also like family things and like being a princess was. But that's true. I could put her above Casano and C.
I would say almost as a it's like an interrogation-y kind of scene, but
yeah, I could.
As
a
villain, I don't know. Yeah, okay. I see where you're. I think I see.
But if I'm doing this, I almost want to bump him down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
Casano. I think Casano C. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. Charlie. I like Charlie a lot because he's sort of like the bomb ranker villain. You know what I mean?
I like Charlie a lot too, but I mean, can you really say Charlie has really accomplished much as a villain?
No, but I like him a lot. This list is obviously going to be biased, but we forgot to say that this is our personal opinion.
Yo, cool design. Sachi S tier. Is that how we're doing this to list today?
No. I mean, I like Charlie better than Casano, though. Even like looking at the roles that they fill, legitimately, Charlie fills his role better than Casano fills his.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Casano does something. I mean, if I hope you didn't forget, but Casano does something that no one in the community likes.
Made Horny
and we were not happy about that. What did Charlie? Has Charlie done anything to that tier?
Fine, Joe. Fine. You know what? I do think he deserves C tier though. He's a good villain.
I'm saving you from that one.
No, you're not.
I would be mad if I saw Charlie above Casano after what Casano did to poor Horiang.
I mean, fine. Okay. Moving on. Fine. Daniel is a great antagonist.
I like Daniel quite a lot. I think Daniel is very cool. I think it's very well known that everyone likes Daniel everyone knows that I like Daniel.
Yeah.
I think Daniel is an A.
Yeah,
also.
I agree. I think that, like, as a character, I like him even better. I think as a character, he's very, very well written. As an antagonist, he's really solid. You know what I mean? He's really intimidating.
Yeah, He's a flawed boy who just wants to bring back his friend.
He just wants some love, literally.
His lady friend.
Yeah, and future wife, so it's very sad. Beta's a good villain. I think he had some a lot of, like, when you first meet him, you question like why he's doing the things that he's doing when he's like targeting Bomb and targeting these people and trying to kill them and fight them. But like the more like his ideals are flawed and really messed up, but they do sort of make sense because of his upbringing and the way he was treated. And so as an antagonist,
being a modified human being, you could even say.
I think B for Beta. I'd put a B for Beta, honestly.
Okay, above Casano.
Yeah, like even like talking about villains, I do think he's a better villain personally, even than Chonhee.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't, would you say he commits an atrocity on the level of Casano?
Well, no, but just because someone commits an atrocity doesn't mean they're a good villain. You know, I feel like, yes, Casano commits an atrocity, but like he doesn't. I don't know.
Casano has this. I don't know. Casano is more memorable to me than.
See, it's the opposite for me. Casano's like not very memorable. You know what I mean? Like he is in some way, but like, yes, he did that one thing.
And then he just kind of chills. Okay.
And then he just chills. You know what I mean? Beta did a lot, and then like when he stopped being a villain, he did other things. So.
All right, you've convinced me.
All right, cool.
You've convinced me.
El Pathion, I even struggled to put him on the list because he's an antagonist. He's not a villain. So he's very loyal to Calavan. He dies with Evan Kell to take down Evan Kell, even though they don't take down Evan Kell, which poor El Pathion, but I'm glad she survived. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm really thinking about it.
This is a hard one, actually.
Because part of me admires El Pathion.
Oh, I really do, actually. I thought that was very noble. His sacrifice.
I'm gonna say above Casano, below Chon.
Yeah, that's fair. Because like they're both kind of similar in some ways, but like Chonhee as a villain, I do think fulfills it a little bit nicer. Probably my most hated character in Tower of God, aside from a couple. Gato.
Hey, Gato.
The boy.
Best dad.
Best
dad. I like Gato actually as a villain quite a lot.
Yeah. I hate him so much. I actually despise Gato. Like I can't put into words.
I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing to have. Because, I mean, like, that's kind of how, like, I like that you feel that way, because that's how I feel about Kefka in Final Fantasy VI.
Oh, sure.
Because I'm just like, how come people like this character? I hate this character.
Yeah, dude.
They're an extremely good villain, but they do so many things I don't like.
Yeah, exactly. I just despise Gato. I think just that alone earns him at least an A spot.
I think so too. Mm-hmm. I think I think that's fair placement.
Yeah.
I would almost let's see who gets the first S.
Yeah, it depends. Dekoko.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
Dekoko. No. I think that's fair.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I think top of A is fine.
Yeah. For now, Dekoko. For me, Dekoko, arch villain. You know, had a good fight with Doom and Paul. I thought it was really interesting. He was kind of a sleazebag, kind of a not cool person. I mean, I'm thinking.
I would have liked to.
He's not bad.
I would have liked to see more. I would have liked to see more of Dekoko actually.
Yeah.
Part of me wishes that Dekoko had more fights.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if Dekoko got introduced earlier, because I do like this character a lot.
He was really interesting. Are you thinking like middle of C?
I think like below Casano.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was struggling with that one. Kaiser. She was obviously the antagonist of the Name Hunt Station. Our girl Elaine. I actually love Elaine.
I really like this character. I really like Kaiser. I really like Elaine. I think Elaine is an extremely effective.
She's really well written, like as an antagonist. Even.
Yeah.
And her redemption actually makes sense, you know.
But we're not talking about redemption.
No. But like looking at her from a purely villain or antagonist perspective, it's very different from where she is now, and it just makes sense. Like where she was, how everything happened. I recently reread some of that part. Yeah.
Also, one of the best fights in the series. I am also super biased. I don't know where to put. I don't know where to put Elaine. Trying to be objective.
Yeah. It's a tough one. It's a tough one for sure.
My first thought is S tier, but
right.
I
think for now let's put her like here because we can see how S tier turns out. Below Gato?
I think below Gato. Yeah. Gato's pretty scummy.
Yeah, but you don't have to be scummy to be a good antagonist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, I think A is a really good place to be.
In this list. That's already speaking very highly. That's true. Data Jihad. Not Jihad, but Data Jihad.
Data Jihad, actually, real talk, is one of my favorite villains in this whole series. That is an easy S tier for me.
Okay, I'm totally fine with that placement.
I think Data Jihad could very easily just be there's one other character who I think is gonna top Data Jihad, but Data Jihad is yeah. Oh man.
It's 2 for me.
Data Jihad absolutely earns this spot.
Yeah, I don't even think we need to say
There's
more.
so much
Like, he's
to heart.
so good. All right, how about Jihad himself, though? The big boy.
Jihad himself.
Daddy Jihad.
Oh, boy. Well, I don't know how much... I mean, as the overarching... the grand villain, in a way, you could say.
Yeah.
Who has all the cards and the power and the tools at their disposal. They've only really kind of just made their presence known recently. You know,
Right.
they've only kind of like... I mean, Jihad hasn't really taken the steering wheel too much, just, you know...
Yeah, he's
just
barely
given
appeared.
orders.
Like, we've just... People have come from him, and we've just heard his orders, like you said, yeah, and, like, we've seen... He came to the hidden floor and, like, did stuff, and his orders have obviously played a massive role, and, like, things are happening, but, like, when I think of favorite Tower of God villain, I don't think of him, because he hasn't really... Yeah. So...
And like, this placement is almost purely because of Data Jihad, but I think top of B.
That's exactly where I wanted to put him, was top of B. Because, like, I do think he is a good villain, even from what we've seen. But, like, these antagonists all had a huge presence and did a lot that, like, really solidifies them as at a higher
and
spot.
if we didn't have Data Jihad also, I think this placement could have been lower. I mean, here's the thing though, people I think people will complain about this, but there's a lot of potential for it to grow.
Oh,
and from what it's been done so far, I do like. But Jihad hasn't taken the wheel yet.
Right, yeah, once we see more,
Not so much,
for sure. Calavan is a fantastic antagonist. This is an S tier for me. I don't know if we want to put him... I would put him above.
No, I don't think quite yet. I think we still have a lot more. I think we have a couple more things to learn about Calavan.
See, to me,
like,
he's like almost the perfect antagonist in my eyes.
I think that I don't disagree either. I really like Calavan as well. But I do think we just need to see more. Like, Data Jihad had the complete full arc and is gone now.
Right.
I would almost say that, like, Data Jihad had the just a whole lot of time to talk and develop and was able to kind of conclude, whereas Calavan is still going in a way.
That's true. He's the difference is he's been an antagonist in multiple arcs, but not like a full thing. Yeah. So that's fair. I can see that. I can see that.
The more I'm like talking about it, the more I'm like kind of convincing myself that I might be wrong.
To me, though, because he's just had such a big antagonist presence for so long, like consistently since the last station to now, he's been an antagonist. You know.
I just think that Data Jihad has had a lot of build-up. Like going into the hidden floor, it's just like you need to collect the data of Data Jihad.
Sure,
that's what we need, and Data Jihad has been built up, whereas Calavan got the treatment of defeating a character that we really like to earn him his place, whereas Jihad is kind of Jihad's been known since the beginning. And then this is kind of like our introduction to a young Jihad who is, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think this placement is fine.
I think so too. Yeah.
Just below.
We can move on. That's cool. I think it's good. Karaka, I think is a fantastic villain. And as an antagonist, I think he's great. I'd personally put him in high A.
You think so?
At least. Yes. Maybe not above Gato. But he really was like a major antagonist for a really long time and was very intimidating on multiple occasions. The Name Hunt Station, he almost killed a ton of people and was extremely intimidating. You know, he's fought Yuri a ton of times. His introduction
was really good.
Yeah.
But then he became kind of like a little small.
Well, yeah, but that was when he stopped being an antagonist.
On the floor of death.
Oh, right. When Yurik kind of manhandles him.
I mean, if you think about it, Karaka hasn't really succeeded in anything. Or...
Well, I mean, neither has Data Jihad, right? I mean, you don't have to succeed at, you know.
Well, with Data Jihad, it's almost...
Neither is Calavan. He failed his mission. He literally failed, you know?
Well, Calavan also succeeded in his mission to cripple our boy.
But that wasn't his mission, though. His mission was to kill Bomb, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That's the whole reason he got demoted, because he failed. even if he crippled Jinsung. So, to me, Karaka was a fantastic.
No, that's a good point, actually. So, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Like, you're right, though. Like, to us, he did a lot, but to, like, Jihad, he's like, who cares? He didn't fulfill the mission, so.
I don't know. I think below Daniel is where I would put Karaka.
Really?
I do like Karaka, but I don't know. A is a good. Oh man. A for me is a good spot.
Oh, it
is a really good spot.
It is. I'm fine with that. Actually, that's fine. All right. How about Kel Hallam?
Kel Hallam.
He wasn't an antagonist for like a really long time, but he was an antagonist.
I suppose so.
He was. I don't know. I'd put him at like bottom of B or like mid B maybe, because he was intimidating, but like he quickly kind of. Wow, are we not gonna have any bad villain? Oh, we'll probably get there. Well, I'm like realizing these are all good.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Tower of God, your allegiance can switch pretty quickly in these things.
Right.
Yesterday's villain can very quickly become today's ally.
Yeah.
As seen in the most recent arc, where we have people who have committed many war crimes on the side of good.
Yeah.
If you want to say good. Good in quotation marks.
For sure.
We'll see.
Yeah. So are you okay with this placement?
Shall see. Kel Halam right above Beta. I don't like. Kel Halam really wasn't a villain for that long. I can't really say they have much presence, even.
Oh, I think their presence was enormous. He was fighting Yama and Evankel at the same time, and summoning his Ancient One, and like he literally almost destroyed the cage and like froze the cage. Like his presence was huge, but it wasn't for very long.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's
the
why
length of them. Okay, that's fine. Actually.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Hell Joe.
Hell Joe.
Placement. Go.
Great name. Love the name.
Good name.
Did not love the arc. I think Hell Joe is a fairly decent villain. I just wish the arc concluded a different way than how it was handled.
I think the conclusion was yeah. But like it did make sense. I don't know. My thoughts are torn about the Floor of Death. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's weird because I don't mind Hell Joe.
Yeah.
Hell Joe is cool. I can kind of understand.
Me too.
But I just
relatable.
It's weird because this is going more into like story beats, if any, instead of going into just the villain itself.
Sure.
If we're going on the villain itself, I would almost say like
villain
I think high B is fair.
I agree.
But if I'm going like story wise, like how everything kind of concluded, I was just kind of.
That's more talking about the story in the arc, which is totally fair. I think as a character, I just had a weird deja vu thing talking about Hell Joe's character. As a character, I think Hell Joe definitely fulfilled. Like he was very intimidating and actually one of the most powerful characters we'd ever met at that point. So it kind of made sense that someone like Yurik had to come in. But like, I still agree it could have been handled differently. But that's a whole nother debate we can have.
Yeah.
I think it's a good placement. He was a really good antagonist. Like that was I think one of the highlights of the arc, honestly.
Yeah, I enjoyed Hell Joe a lot too.
Yeah.
I just one day we really have to make that Hell Floor video.
We do. Once I like reread it again and just can kind of gather my thoughts. Anyway, Inietta, I thought is one of the highlights of the Name Hunt Station. Personally, I like
Inietta.
Really like Inietta
too.
Yeah, I think he's great. As a villain, I don't know if he's like a phenomenal villain. I think he's a great character. So,
I mean, how much do you like Inietta's fight?
Oh, it's top 3 fights for me, easily.
Okay, then
easily top 3 fights.
I will accept any placement in B.
Okay, I was thinking like maybe like right here.
Because it is a good fight. It is quite a good fight.
I love it.
And if we could have seen more of Inietta, that would have been great too. But
yeah,
I mean, I do kind of appreciate that SIU is willing to kill a character inside an arc.
True.
You know?
Yeah, that's very fair. And it's like it's not like we were all like really sad about it, but it was like man, that was a cool character, you know? But like he had a good death. It was like a good all around good He's just an all-around good character. Now, Levy, on the other hand, is probably going to be my first D, because he was hyped up to sort of not do much as a villain. I don't think he was, like, the worst, but he kind of, I have my question mark curse, blah, 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 and then Rack just, and like, okay, I do like the fact that they gave Rack a moment where he just completely annihilates this guy who's supposed to be really strong. But then, like, he was never seen again, and he kind of didn't do much, even though they kind of hyped him up a little bit as, like, oh, a special regular that's working for Jihad or whatever, and he can use spells. It kind of fell flat, in my opinion. What do you think?
I don't have much to say on Levy. I think it's pretty funny. I do think Levy has a lot of potential. The introduction is fine, but yeah, I think currently D is fine. You could even put F, but I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Okay. Lilial Jihad.
Lilial Jihad.
I'll put her sister up here too.
Oh, okay. I mean, they're gonna get basically the same placement, I imagine.
Yeah, I actually think Shilial's more intimidating, so that's my opinion.
Okay, that was what I was about to ask. Like, which one's Lilial? Which one's Shilial?
There's a scene where after she fights Hots, and then she turns around and she's like, next time we fight, I'm not gonna hold back. And then, like, there's this like there's like shadow behind her, this creature, and it's like, okay, Shilial, calm down. Lilial is more just like kind of a psycho, but Shilial's more intimidating, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, okay.
Just because of that one moment, honestly.
I feel like every tier list has had these two characters show up, and it's always...
That's true. The waifu tier list we had. These two.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's so true. And it was hard, because we were like, well, they're psychos, but they're kind of cute, but, like, they're psychos, you know?
Yeah, and then, like, you preferred Shilial, and I preferred Wait, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely a Shilial fanboy.
The psycho. Okay, all right.
No. She is the calmer one.
Oh, okay.
Shilial is the redhead. Lilial is the blonde.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Just to lay that out.
I didn't realize this became the waifu tier list. But I'm not gonna forget. I don't forgive you still. By the way.
I know. I actually saw your tweet.
Goseng is number one. Goseng number one pick.
I actually
delete your video.
I regret it. You know what? We'll redo the waifu tier list a couple years from now, and maybe we'll be able to change it. Okay.
When they add like 50 more characters.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
That is perfect.
Exactly. So.
And then I'll have my retribution.
Okay. Fair enough,
for these two characters.
Yeah.
I think
they only appeared in the name hunt station so far, so it's hard to say.
I think C tier.
I think top of C. Even. That's exactly what I was gonna say, because they did have a presence for sure. I think.
Yeah, I don't think we've agreed this much before.
I know we're speeding right along. We're in agreement.
I'm kind of surprised by that. This can't be allowed.
This is not okay. Like, what's happening here?
I'm going to fight you on everything.
No,
now.
like I'm honestly okay with all these placements. You know, the only one that's kind of getting me is the Calavan one, but like I'm cool with it. You know, I can see it either way. So, Liboric, Pobidao, Liboric. Maybe I didn't say it in the right order, but okay. I disagree a little bit.
All right, let's discuss.
Liboric so far has been manipulative and very intimidating, because we got that flashback with the Hidden Grove where he like wiped the floor with them, and it was like, okay, Liboric, and they keep mentioning how he's a Dory's lapdog, and it's like, okay, why does the Dory like this guy so much? You know, what's his history? He's so manipulative. He's got this 4th Squadron thing going on. It's like, okay, calm down, Liboric. I think he's cool. We haven't seen him do a lot, but I think he's cool.
I was lying. I do like Liboric.
Yeah.
I was lying completely. I think we need to see more of Liboric.
For sure.
But I am liking everything Liboric has done so far. I think easy B if you want. I can't see us putting Liboric much higher than that.
The lighting is so much better. I keep messing with my light. I might have to stick with this from now on. It looks way better. Anyway, sorry. Liboric, yeah, easy B tier for me as well. I'm thinking like. It's hard to say because we haven't seen him do a ton, but I'd put him like right there.
I think it's just hard because this is the most recent arc.
Right,
I
exactly.
think Liboric could very easily be be S tier. I mean, with the writing with the villains so far, SIU's been really good with the writing of the villains. With like
they're really well done.
Calavan and
they're really well done. Yeah.
Everyone so far, I'm enjoying. So
we might not even have an F tier.
We put Lyboric in B. Maybe. Well, I mean,
we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to speak too soon.
We will see. Lyboric has the potential to be in S tier as well.
Oh,
Keep that in mind,
for sure. Like, the more we see of him, absolutely. Okay, Welsar Elliot, the second Mad Dog. This guy is actually, I think, a really good antagonist. He kills Muntari,
I like this fight,
which is awful. He slices him right in half. And Joe, do you remember who Muntari is? I'm putting you right on the spot.
I do remember.
Oh, okay.
I remember who Muntari is,
all right.
And thanks for reminding me. Actually, I
yeah.
Muntari is like a character who's always like, I wouldn't ever think of it, and then like we talk, and it's like, oh, right, Muntari got sliced in half. Thanks for reminding me of that.
You know, that's a lovely thing that I
Thanks for reminding me of my what happens in my favorite arc.
I love that arc.
Dude gets sliced in half by a big sword.
He does. It's like a freaking like chain drill thing. It's like a drill. It's like brutal how he went out. I like Muntari because in my Nuzlocke we had a Lunatone named Muntari because it's a moon.
Oh my God.
And everybody hated him except for me and like 2 other people, and he actually came in clutch like throughout the Nuzlocke. But anyway, we're talking about Welsar Elliot here, not Muntari. So Welsar Elliot, very intimidating. I like him a lot, and he doesn't need to stick around for longer than he did. Like, his presence was already good or great even. I thought he was a great villain, honestly. I'd put him like here personally.
Yeah, right above Lybor.
I would.
You think this is where his potential leads
so
puts him?
I do.
I think above Hell Joe.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell Joe. Okay. Really?
Yeah.
When you say like my favorite villain, you would sooner say Welsar Elliot than Hell Joe?
Yeah. No
I respect
question.
It. All right, I respect it.
No
I'm cool
question.
With it. All right.
There's no question that I remember Welsar Elliot more than anything Hell Joe did.
That's interesting.
In the arc.
I
mean, that's my opinion, though.
I think Welsar's a good villain for sure. So I have no complaints about that. Kim Lurker or Lurker Kim.
Okay.
You hate this
Lurker
guy.
Kim,
I know. The guy in our double voices him is awful. Like, he's just the worst.
I agree.
So,
they are the absolute worst.
Like, why did we even bring him on? You know.
Lurker is not a character I think of when I think of like Tower of God villains, but I do think Lurker is extremely effective at what Lurker does.
I agree.
And it I think it's almost like a really good character to have immediately after season 1.
Yeah.
Just because it just it's a character we can kind of understand, because there are lots of characters like Lurker in media today. You know, like Loan Shark. Hey, I have money.
Right.
If you wanna continue, if you wanna do this, then I have a couple of conditions for you.
Exactly. Yeah. It is a common theme, but the way it's executed with him is really well done, because it's honestly, I think for first-time readers, I think it's always a surprise when you realize, wait, he was the one actually orchestrating this entire thing. Oh, shoot. Okay. Because, like, when you first meet him, it's like, oh, this guy's okay. Whatever.
It's a surprise, but I guess it's also not, like, out of character for him.
No, exactly.
Because, like, in terms of villains, like, he's probably the weakest of everyone on this list so far.
But that's why he's so good. He's, like, an everyday, normal guy who, like, tricked the group and tricked them into the MC, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I really like that about him. He's very grounded.
Yes, exactly. You know? I think he's a very good antagonist. And like, dude, he literally butchers Nia right after we found out Nia's tragic backstory, right after, and then Wang Nan has to hear the entire thing. It's a horrible moment, you know what I mean? Like that, even just that, it's like, dude, Lurker. What a scumbag. Like, this guy is absolute scumbag level. That said, I think he's A.
And the voice actor for him? Yeah, I actually agree. I completely agree.
Yeah.
The voice actor for him and your dub, though, I mean, I think
It's like, come on, man. Like, what
needs some improvement. I mean,
like,
come on.
What are we even doing
know?
here? Like, jeez. He has the stupidest. Like, he has Chromex20 Joe.
Stupidest
name
username
ever. Like, dude.
I just can't believe who would even name
it's
them
awful.
their handle that. I don't even know.
It's the worst. All right. Moving on.
But we're not judging on dub voices. We're judging on
That's
villains.
true, which is
Lurker. Lurker is always memorable to me. I don't know why.
He is to me too.
Because it's just I
think of that first arc and I think of Lurker and Wangnam.
Almost in a way to like Daniel, but Lurker is just a lot more irredeemable than Daniel.
Which is crazy because Wangnam forgives him, and it's like, bro, what the heck? It's crazy. Anyway, Madarako. Madarako.
Rah-rah. Madarako.
I mean, Madarako's okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have a presence, though.
He's there.
You know what? Freaking
Top
of D. I don't know Madarako's.
You think so? I mean, his name is thrown around by a lot of big names.
Right, so you think he's gonna actually do something, and he doesn't really.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think his name's been thrown around a lot now, so I don't know.
Right.
I think we're getting tired of hearing about Madarako. And
at this point, he's a high ranker, and he doesn't even intimidate us anymore. It's like, bro, what are you even doing here? Like, come on, man. Trying to trick.
I don't know.
Madarako, yeah.
Poor Madarako. Madarako could have had a lot of potential.
And he might still.
I think at this point,
you know.
I mean, maybe. But I mean, I don't think of Madarako as particularly intimidating. We could just probably have, I don't know.
Yeah.
Calavan just obliterate Madarako.
Just like flick him in the face.
We can come up with a new intimidating. I don't know. Poor all three Madarako fans out there.
They're all crying. Why? And to be fair, like, D doesn't mean they're like the worst. It's just comparing it to everybody else who is really good. It's like they're just not. They don't hold up as much, in my opinion. Yeah. In our opinion. Mashini, on the other hand, is a great villain.
A great villain? Okay, I'm curious.
I think she's a fantastic villain.
Fantastic.
I do. Now, because she was set up ever since the beginning of season 2, literally the prologue episode, the episode 0, and she wasn't outright stated to be a villain, but like she did seem like, okay, something's going on with this girl, and then you find out she's actually orchestrating so many of the things that happened, and you didn't even know. So the thing with the Lopobia sisters, Lilial and Shilio on the name hunt station, you find out they're actually working for her and like working with her. You find out that Kun Mashini, they're working with Kun Maria, you know? Like Kun Aguiranius is the one he did everything for and all that stuff. Then you find out, okay, Mashini, you're making this bet, things are going down. Then Jin Sung tries to work with Mashini and she literally backstabs him because she's a freaking great villain. And now you find out she's like orchestrating all this stuff at the nest. It's like, bro. I like Mashini a lot as a villain.
Yeah?
F tier, easy. Moving on.
Easy F tier. Okay, all right.
I want to hear your thoughts though. Like, I don't. You seem hesitant.
I am hesitant because I feel like we've got a lot of sprinkled Mashini. Mashini's name has been attached to many plots.
Yeah, exactly.
But Mashini herself, I don't know. I wouldn't call her a great villain yet, is what I'm saying. I think that we could probably use more time to cook Mashini in the Tower of God oven. I think that
Tower of God oven.
Yeah, that's a weird analogy.
Just let her simmer a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I mean, she's been on the back burner for a while, and we're about to see her in the most recent arc.
But
see,
even looking at what she's done,
how brutal she is.
Well, sure, but like comparing her to everybody else, I think she's at least top of B, even with what she's already done.
Yeah. Okay.
I personally would put her higher,
fair.
but like I do see what you're saying, and I think considering that, we can wait to see what else she's done.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, there's a lot of potential for Mashini to become the greatest villain.
Oh yeah, dude, could you imagine?
We just have to see. Well, I mean, she's a coon after all.
She is a coon.
She has all the plans.
Yeah. I'm gonna put these two together, Apple and Michael. I mean, we don't have to rate them together because I think actually I'm just gonna say it. I think Michael's a better antagonist than Apple, but do them one after the other. Michael got psycho recently with his encounter with Khun. You found out that he was kind of obsessed with Khun. That was weird and like creepy. I forget exactly what he said.
It was pretty strange.
Like, dude, what the heck? Like, Michael, where's this coming from?
Michael, come on. Like, it's unhealthy.
Yeah. Like, open your eyes, man. He never opens his eyes.
Wow, I know.
Yeah. Okay, so I think Michael's okay, you know? We haven't seen that much of him.
Yeah, like, honestly, I really like Michael as well. And I wouldn't mind seeing more of Michael. Michael doesn't need to be more powerful or weaker. Michael is fine exactly where Michael is.
He's kind of like a mini Rachel.
Kind of.
Like,
in a way, they're just like,
neither of them are powerful. I
see Khun as my rival.
Yeah.
And it's not played for sorry, I hit my mic.
You're good.
It's not played for laughs. Sorry. It's not really like played for laughs. It's just there. I mean, Michael's presence is known throughout the various arcs.
So that being said, I think Michael is pretty good, honestly. I put him like right here.
I thought you were putting him in D. Michael's pretty good. D for Michael.
D for Michael. I'd put him there, personally. I think he's a good antagonist. But Apple, on the other hand, I think needs to do more. I'd put Apple here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. You know what? I almost think that you could put Michael above the twins. If you
wanted. Nah.
Okay,
it's
well,
close.
You just put Michael. You could put Michael between the twins. Let's. There we go. That looks better.
Perfect.
Yeah, that makes the list look a lot more sophisticated.
Didn't we do that in our like character? I think we split them up just because. Oh my gosh, that's so great.
People are gonna be like, "Wow, how come Shiliel is higher than Lilial? There must be some sort of talk about that." No, we just like this better.
To be fair, I do have a genuine reason for putting her above her, but not for this. Honestly, okay.
Yeah, well,
right.
that's fine. Yeah, that's okay.
All right, how about Paul?
We got Paul. I like Paul's design quite a lot.
I do, but he killed Chang, and I'm not okay with that. Which is why he's a good villain.
You're not Chang? I know who Chang is, but really? Chang?
Bro, everyone says that! But like, I've made so many videos about my boy Chang because I genuinely think he was shafted so hard by SIU. SIU shafted Chang so freaking hard, and it bothers me so much.
I don't know what to say. Comment section. What's your opinion on Chang? Who knows? I don't know.
Whatever, man. Whatever. Freaking, but that's the points for him because he's a good antagonist, but points against SIU because I think it was unnecessary. But anyway, moving on. Paul.
I mean, it's unnecessary, but you could also say Chang is also unnecessary.
Oh, Joe, I'm done. I'm going to stop recording this right now. I can't do this with you, all right? This is not what I signed up for.
I mean, if you really think about it, you could just mix Chang and Quattro together to make a new character called Quattro. And then you wouldn't have to kill Chang.
I don't.
Because he doesn't exist. I don't know. I never thought Chang was that memorable.
Let's put Paul somewhere. We're talking about Chang too much. I like Paul.
Yeah,
I think Paul's good.
We can't even explain why Paul's going anywhere. We're just putting him somewhere while we talk about Chang.
I think Paul as a villain didn't do as much as Paul as a character.
F tier. He killed our favorite character.
Oh, shut up, dude. Shut up. I'm just, okay, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna say it. As a villain, I'm putting him on top of C. He didn't do that much. Okay, moving on. Freaking Pedro the Death.
For killing Chang. How could he do that? Moving on.
You're dead to me. All right. Pedro the Death Eye. Yuri's the guy Yuri whooped on the Hell Train. Freaking Karaka's servant.
The very handsome, the best boy.
I don't.
Top tier husbando.
I think we put him pretty low on the husbando.
If Yuri had just asked him on a date, the Hell Train would have been a completely different arc.
I completely forgot about that. I forgot we made that joke.
As soon as you said that, I remembered that. I think I need a second.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I didn't expect to cry. I didn't expect to cry in the antagonist tier list, but here I am.
It's not okay. Why is this so funny? Why is this so funny? Oh, I don't know what it is. It's stupid. Oh my god.
No way. It's the most intelligent discussion we've ever had on your channel.
It's the worst tier list we've ever done. And it started off so civilized. And now we're just freaking talking about, oh my gosh. What happened? How did this happen? Alright.
God, now I'm like thinking like, did I click record?
Oh, please.
Which I totally did.
I'm actually recording you just in case. So we were good anyway.
Okay, well, I did. All right. I did the thing.
Alright, we're good then. Oh, dude, freaking Pedro. I mean... where do we even... where am I...
Yeah, where are we at?
He's a good,
now,
he's a good villain. He's good.
Is he really? Does he have enough presence?
He's intimidating. He summons everybody from outside of the Hell Train into the Hell Train and like freezes them. And they're like, what the frick just happened? And he's like, I'm the conductor of the Hell Train. And they're like, okay, this guy's a big deal. And then he gets kind of mollywopped.
Freezes everybody and brings them on board, and then says,
"Fine, F tier. Do you want an F tier, Joe? I'll put him in F tier."
Joe, calm down, okay? This is just the antagonist tier list, dude. It's okay.
I mean, apparently you hate Pedro. Like, whatever.
I love Pedro. Pedro was the character I was trying to say is a good husband.
That's true. Freaking, I don't know, man. I'm losing my mind here.
I think. Okay. Real talk.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm calm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm calm.
Yep.
Below Casano.
Okay. Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think
I have a higher opinion of Casano than you, though. That's is the thing.
Okay. Now that I'm looking at this, I think Pathion goes below Casano.
Really?
Because, like, as
a
villain,
Casano growing?
I think my opinion of Pathion is lessened. Like,
How did that happen? Talking
about
Pedro.
And, like, just, I'm staring at it and I'm like, okay, if I was to say my favorite villain in Tower of God is Casano, I could get away with that. If I said my favorite villain was Pathion, I think people would be like, what are you talking about? He's not even really a villain. He's just kind of like Caliban's guy, you know?
Yeah? I mean, you could say his fight was pretty high.
Yeah, that's fair. Fine, I'll leave that. But then I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, he barely is beating Apple. You know what I'm saying? Fine.
You're right.
Let's just move on.
Okay, we're restarting this whole tier list, all right? Well, here we go.
We're going.
From the top.
We're just going. All right, freaking Lopobia Ren Rice Ball Yuga is a fantastic villain,
Lopobia Ren is a really, really interesting villain.
I think it's really, really interesting.
I'm trying to sound like I know what I'm talking about after dying about Shane,
I know.
but...
It's hard to move on. If it was me personally, if we're just, you know, we have a few more left here. I mean, I would put him top of B or bottom of A.
Yeah, I was thinking bottom of A.
Yeah.
I think bottom A is fair.
Yeah, that's a good spot. He's hateable. He's kind of just an evil dude who's weird
and is obvious. It's weird because they play like a kind of a pivotal role in mentoring Bomb.
Right? Isn't that weird?
But is also just I just hit my mic again.
You're fine.
But is also just like this crazy, weird, obsessed assassin who's all about killing a knock. I mean, I think Ren is interesting.
Yeah, he's a lot of presence in season 1. Like, at first you're just like,
I think
it's
not even.
But yeah,
I think not just as a villain, but as a character, I think Ren is really interesting.
He is. I think he deserves that spot for sure. How about?
I think so too.
Okay.
If anyone argues, then we're putting you in the bottom.
Yeah,
putting you on the hell floor.
Yeah,
hell floor too.
So Reflejo, rereading the workshop battle and like examining all that stuff. Reflejo, by the way, it is Reflejo and not Reflejo. I was pronouncing it wrong this whole time. Reflejo is actually a really solid antagonist. He actually has a lot of motive behind what he's doing, and his history is actually very tragic. If you forget, he looked at a princess of Jihad, so they cut his eyes out and killed his whole clan because he looked upon a princess. And so he kind of went a little crazy and kind of wanted some revenge. And it's like, okay, I get that. That makes sense, you know? And his whole aesthetic is not just cool, but intimidating. And I don't know, the whole thing, like him being the main villain of the workshop, I think he's a really solid antagonist.
Yeah. Actually, I agree. I don't think I quite remembered that.
Me
that
neither. I didn't either
Reflejo.
until I reread it.
You did. You've done your research, my friend.
I'm once again. I told this before. I'm honestly just rewatching people's reactions, and I'm like, oh, that did happen. Whoa.
That's a sneaky way
I know,
to
it is,
do that.
It is, but it counts.
But
okay, it counts.
No, yeah, no. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
I ain't judging. I think that's a totally valid way to get your kicks. It's more entertaining than just rereading getting other people's reactions is something.
It is something. So
I do like Reflejo. I like this whole I like the workshop battle arc as a whole. Would I say
it's very good? It's very good. I think
I'll leave this placement to you.
Ooh, okay, all right. You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I think he's a fantastic villain. I'd put him right here, above Daniel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd put him right
this.
there, because Daniel's great. Again, though, I think Daniel's highlights come from the fact that he's just a good character. Reflejo is just like freaking dude. This guy. Not only does he have the crazy backstory that backs up him being who he is, he's got these crazy powers, he's got this crazy presence. Anyway, moving on. Oh, shoot. This is the boy. It's the Joe?
This is the boy.
This is the one that I said I think is a higher, one of the ones I think is a higher placement than Data Jihad.
Yeah. Yeah. This is definitely a contender. I agree. Like, this is my favorite arc. This is one of my favorite arc villains.
Yeah. This is my favorite villain in all of Tower of God, so...
But I have a lot of... I'm thinking about it more. But the more I think about our boy Joaquin / White, who they are the same for this tier.
Yeah. We had a big debate about that in our character tier list on the regular one.
Like this character is, I mean, to me, White is irredeemable, and is a total villain. And well, my preference on a villain is I like two kinds of villains: a villain that I can understand and relate with, and a villain that is just purely
undeniably completely
just irredeemably evil.
Yeah, and he fits that bill.
And White definitely fits that bill.
He literally killed a billion people in a war just so he could eat some souls. A billion.
Yeah, just for his own power, his own greed, his own
that. You don't get much lower than that, you know? Actual genocide. Yeah. So
it's true.
But even outside
of all the characters, White has committed the most war crimes.
yeah, I'd say so. And he's intimidating.
No, actually, probably Jihad has done more war crimes, but
I guess so. That's true. Anyway,
but from what we know, we know more about White's war crimes. So,
and just because he committed war crimes doesn't make him a great villain, but it's keeping that in mind, plus his personality, plus his presence, plus his everything about this guy screams amazing villain to me.
I mean, this man licks his lips when he sees a powerful foe.
Yeah,
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think this guy's top of the best.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But that convinced me. Licking your lips when you see someone strong, that is just.
That's a whole new level.
That's a bit over the top. Imagine if Caliban did
I was just thinking. I was like, even Gatto would not lick his lips when he sees,
No.
So
not even Lurker.
No.
He's the only.
I could
maybe Mashini. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe a couple of them. Maybe never mind. Okay, Han Sung-yu though.
Han Sung-yu,
season 1's
the
main
OG
antagonist.
mastermind.
Yeah,
I like Han Sung-yu quite a lot. Han Sung-yu orchestrating everything is just crazy.
It's good.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's hard.
I'm trying to convince myself that top of A, but honestly, Han Sung-yu probably deserves S.
I think so.
Bottom
of S. The original mastermind, ranker, sly.
This is fair placement because this got me too. I mean, Han Sung-yu orchestrated a plan that was. I couldn't even really follow it the first time I read it.
I still can't.
I had to reread
I'm
season
still
1
like,
again.
wait, what? It's so crazy. Yeah, you're right. And it's not. It's that combined with the fact that he had this facade that was is this guy just a comical guy? Is he what's going on here? He was so hard to read, and he still is in some ways. And I do like the fact that he was an antagonist, but not. He was doing it for a reason as well, and
even now, I don't think every character is fully aware that what Han Sung-yu did in season 1 orchestrated all of these events.
Legitimately, Tower of God would not be around if not for Han Sung. Literally, you can't say that about many characters. You know what I mean? That's true.
Okay, that is a really tall order. I mean, after saying that, you could probably argue Han Sung-yu's placement in S tier anywhere.
Yeah, it's hard though because as a villain antagonist, you could argue he didn't do as much. Okay, well we did just say he laid out the events of all of Tower of God. Yeah.
Yeah, everything he did was the groundwork for everything that's happened.
But was that as an
so
antagonist, though? You know what I mean? That's more of as a character. Part of it's as an antagonist, but it's okay, does that make him a good antagonist automatically? You know what I'm saying? It's hard to.
Maybe. I mean, I definitely don't think he had the good of the tower in mind when he did. Maybe he did, actually. I don't know.
I think he did.
I don't know. With Han Sung-yu, it's weird. I think because you don't quite know.
I think everything that Fug does is for the good of the tower ultimately. Right? They want to take down a tyrant.
For Fug, maybe.
And that's the reason he did it all, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think this is a good spot.
S tier for sure.
Yeah.
You could argue you could argue that Han Sung-yu is probably the best villain. You could say.
Interesting.
But this is where I place Han Sung-yu.
Yep, me too. All right, cool. How about Baragav or Varagarv, or there's different translations, but Baragav. The first Mad Dog.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure where to put this one, my friend.
To be honest, he was really intimidating, but that's it.
He's a very big man, and then I don't know, he appeared again in the most recent arc, which I was like, oh man, that's so cool. They brought him back. He kind of treated
I was super excited.
Like a joke.
And then he kind of just did nothing, and it was like, shoot. At least they brought him back though. And he was fighting Bomb, who's actually overpowered. So
yeah.
I do think though his intimidation factor is very, very high. Oof, you know what? The longer I think about it, the more I'm like, he's kind of in a similar boat to Casano, where they both had potential, and they did things, but you made a great point. Casano made Horion go unconscious. What did Baragav do?
Yeah,
he kind of just stood there.
Casano's placement also is I'm kind of curious. Maybe
it's interesting because he was the first one we rated, so it was kind of like, how do we rate him after considering that? Also, I think we might have to split this tier. What if we bumped these two down to F? And what if we brought everybody from Casano down into D? What would you think about that? Or Baragov down?
Yeah, I think Baragov down. Casano, I'm not sure still. Casano, I don't think he's great, but I also...
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
When I think about him, it's like... More than Michael, maybe? More than Lilial Jihad, and then... I don't know.
More than Beta? More than Jihad? You know what? I just put him right up here.
Yeah, let's just leave him in the top of S, and then if anyone
this is what I
complains...
mean. I think he does deserve a spot above Pathion. In fact,
Yeah.
I don't... Pathion as a villain, I think he's... It's hard for me, man. It's tough.
This tier list is just like we're having an existential crisis about
Casano, of
but
all
they're not a villain though.
Well, no, it's like
Casano's always Casano's always been like a character that has been like in these tier lists as like a gatekeeper.
It's true.
I don't know.
He always is. I'd put him above Chonhee. Let's just do that.
Yeah.
Let's just freaking move on. All right, Casano, you're staying there. Let's anchor him. Yasracha, another genocidal maniac. He literally killed like 75% of the canine people.
Yasracha's introduction, really well done.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah.
Yasracha has, Yasracha almost seems unbeatable in a lot of ways.
Yeah, well, especially by the canine people.
Mm-hmm.
He literally, dude, this guy is actually twisted though. Like, he wiped out most of the canine people, but he also took all of Yama's friends, all his subordinates, like the main commanders, and was like, oh, beat up, and he beat up Yama, and then he was like, oh, Kanzen, blow your own head off. And he did. Right in front of Yama. It's like, you twisted freaking...
Yeah. I mean, Yasracha absolutely is... Yasracha's whole introduction was extremely... It was pretty over the top. I do quite like Yasracha. I think that Yasracha is easily top of A.
I agree.
Not quite what we need for S tier.
He needs more, and he's gonna get it.
See.
You know what I mean? He's gonna get it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling. So we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. I think very in the next coming chapters, which will be soon, one day, I'm sure.
Very soon. Yes.
We will see Yasracha be this horrifying thing, and we're not gonna like what Yasracha does to whatever unfortunate character gets paired in a 1v1 with him.
Oof. It's gonna be brutal. All right, how about Ho?
Ho, I like Ho.
I like Ho too.
Ho I quite like as a villain. Ho is a different kind of villain than a lot of these characters because, I mean, in a way, almost like Lurker.
Yeah.
It's his it's very human what he wants. But you could also point him. You could also call him the hero of his own story in a sense.
Yeah, honestly.
I think watching the anime also kind of skews my opinion a bit, but
sure.
I think that Ho is below Daniel, above Karaka.
Ooh, I wouldn't put him that high.
Really?
Yeah.
I think above Lurker for sure. I think Ho is definitely
I would do that. I'd settle for that. Is that cool? Because
Yeah.
He does... His presence is only 15 chapters, but it is good. He betrays them.
I mean, he's also set up as a character who's like in the group of friends.
True, that's true.
The betrayal doesn't come as a big surprise to us, but to Bomb and friends,
it really messed Bomb up.
It is a big thing.
It was the first. It was really the first time, really, that one of his friends died, and right before he died, he said some nasty things to Bomb, and it messed him up. So,
yeah, and I don't think anyone really likes Ho, but as a villain, Ho is extremely effective at
he filled his role very well. That's very true. How about Rachel's girlfriend Yura? Rachel's partner
Yura.
in crime. What we got?
Has Yura committed any war crimes?
I mean, as far as we know, she's put on some shows for people, and she's Rachel's right-hand girl. Although she is starting to doubt her in the latest chapters, which I like. She's starting to be like, Rachel, I think we're going too far. Like, this is a little crazy. She's giving her some looks, but she's she helped kill Arcraptor and orchestrate all that. And that's kind of that gives her some antagonist points. She's just kind of not a cool person, ultimately. Although I do really like that we got her backstory, and that did humanize her a lot.
Yeah.
But
this is a weird one for me. Yura is definitely one of these characters is not like the others.
Yeah.
Like, is she an effective villain?
I would say yes.
She's next to she's so overshadowed by a certain other villain.
Oh, Traveler. Yeah, she is. Traveler overshadows her so much. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely, totally.
It's like, bro, crazy.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
I just...
To an unbelievable level.
I... F tier. I'm not even kidding.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, I don't think she's that effective as a villain.
I think she's actually really effective. Ooh, this is gonna be a disagreement.
In a way, she's just... In a way, it's like she's used. I don't know.
No, because she is so... Okay, I'm not gonna say because I know better because I'm rereading the chapters, but I'm just saying, I've gotten this new opinion of her rereading some of these chapters, and I'm like, dude, she actually did a bunch of... said a bunch of messed up things.
Pretty heinous
sided
things.
with the messed up person.
She said messed up things. Yeah, that too.
Did some messed up things, or helped do some messed up things, and was okay with it, and went along with it. And ultimately is okay with being with a scumbag snake. And, to me, it's you're gonna say that someone who did all that is worse than Dekoko, or Pedro, or Baragov? Really? The guy who just stood there?
I don't know, because she's just the friend who's just yeah, man, you're doing bad things. I don't know.
I
She's
do
not
like
really...
her as a villain, though. But that's a good point.
I like Yura, but is she orchestrating these events, these atrocities?
God, no.
I think I can't
I'd put her at top of D.
It could just be that she's completely overshadowed by the other character, by Traveler, of course.
Right. Traveler as a villain is just he completely when you see him, it just completely you forget about Yura. So you're right. I think top of D. I would settle for that because you do make some great points. Is that fine? Because I do still think that she does more than someone like Baragov as a villain, even if she's not fulfilling it to her complete level that she could be.
I would put her below Pedro.
You would put her in F tier though, and if it was me though, I'd put her in C at least. So I'm trying to settle here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Cause
D tier is fine.
But
I know where I would put Yura.
Where'd you put Yura? Right here.
I would probably put her above top of F tier.
All right. Well, fine. You know what? Fine. All right. We'll do that, Joe. All right. You win.
Okay.
You win, Joe. You win.
Put her right below Pedro with Pedro's very kissable lips.
Shut up, dude. All right. Moving on. Alphine or Alphine. Alphine to me isn't even really a villain, but she is technically an antagonist. So,
I mean, we were just talking about Yura being this associate to
but she actually does bad things though. Okay, but to be fair, Alphine tried to eat them all with her shadow fox, so
yeah, Alphine is in a similar thing, but
yeah,
does no way I actually have no idea where to place Alphine. I do like this character.
She's actually super cool.
She is really cool. Villain though, I don't know where I'd place her.
Yeah, as a villain, to be honest, probably. Well, that's tough. It seems weird putting her so low, right? Alphine, but at the same time, she only does the one thing,
Yeah, and I think this is fair.
Yeah.
I think above Charlie is fine.
Yeah.
I think putting anyone above Charlie is fine.
Dude, stop hating on my man Charlie, okay? No, you're right, though. You're right.
I'm not hating on Charlie. I like Charlie, too, but...
Imagine Charlie, well, the reason Charlie's, if we're rating him as a character, the fact that because he lost a bomb, he got a demotion and couldn't afford a haircut is just the best thing ever. It's the most fantastic thing. Anyway, Angel.
It's the best thing.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Angel, fantastic villain. If we're comparing it to Bwelsar, I think she's better. I'd put her right here. Now.
You're gonna put her above Mashini?
Well, I would put Mashini a little higher if it was me, but that's our...
I think above Bwelsar, same tier as Bwelsar. Right next to Bwelsar is where I put Angel.
Okay, I mean, I was getting a little ahead of myself.
I think that, I mean, if I compare her Angel to each individual character above on that tier...
Right, but...
I just don't think it's fair.
See, when I'm comparing her to, like, Daniel, I think she's a better villain than Daniel, because I think Daniel's a better character. But, like, here we go again. As an antagonist, I think she fulfills the antagonist role better than Daniel. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Explain, what more does she...
Because...
What does she deserve? Tell me why she deserves to be an A.
Okay. She, kidnaps Huariyun after, shenanigans go down. She helps anyway. It's not just her, but she has the confrontation with Huariyun and stuff. She helps kidnap Wangnan and Iwa, and like she makes these snide. Okay, so she's obviously just not a nice person. But then when you get her whole backstory, when you find out she's always hated people from the 10 families, and you're like, okay, we get it. You find out it's because she's from the 10 families, and it's like, whoa. Her mother abandons her, sells her away. It's like, dude, what the frick is happening to Riguel, her real name? She fights Iwa, and she's like, those eyes are from the 10 families, and it's like, bro, there's actually a ton of emotional connection here. While Bwelsar is like, I am just gonna fight, you know, and it's like, that's fine as an antagonist, and he has a lot going on more than that. But...
Does Angel kill anybody?
Yes, she does, actually. She murders, Hongzhou, the Birdman, on Vero's team, who tries to save Iwa, and she stabs him in the heart. And that's one of the reasons Iwa goes berserk.
I'm trying to remember this. This is my favorite arc. It has a lot of really hype fights. The fight was really good between her and Iwa.
Love it. It's so good. That's why she's best girl. Not Angel, Iwa. To make it clear.
Mm-hmm. Debatable, but... I don't know.
I'm fine with this placement. I'm fine with this placement.
I don't see her in A tier. I don't think.
Okay, fine. I'm as long as she's above Bwelsar, like I think they're comparable, but she gets that extra oomph because of that backstory and because of that connection, in my opinion.
Okay.
Delete.
You really like?
Can we delete? Because I feel like you shouldn't even be on this list.
Delete. Get off the list. You are now banished from the list. Goodbye.
He's fine, but he's like. He's fine, but like whatever. All right, moving on. Stuart Arthur again. Okay, these three are in the same boat for me. I wasn't even sure if I should have them on the list because I feel like Sharon, she isn't really a villain. She fought Evankel and did some stuff, but it's like, okay, does that automatically make her a villain? Kay, he barely did anything. All right. I do like Sharon, but like as a villain, can we really? I don't know. Fine. You know what? I'm just gonna go out on a limb. Boom. There we go.
All right. Wait.
Because they're similar to Pathion in a way.
You need to calm down, okay? Before you start putting placements
down. I'm sorry. Let's start. Okay, let's do one at a time. You need to calm
down. All right.
Kay.
Calm down.
Kay is a slightly better villain than Delete because at least he has a personality. Okay. Moving on. Sharon is in a way, for me, okay, do you have any thoughts on Kay? Cool Nisam
I actually don't have any thoughts on Kay.
Okay, no one does. All right. Sharon, Ari Bright Sharon, is in a similar boat with me, with Pathion, and they both have some cool moments as antagonists, but Pathion kind of has the sacrifice thing going on, it's that connection there. But at least she does things, you know?
Villain tier list.
Okay, villain tier list. Pathion goes down, man.
Just get him out of here.
Fine.
He's
all right.
out of here. He's gone.
I think he goes down. I honestly think as a villain, Top of E. All right, D. Whatever. For sure.
Oh, are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm going.
Okay.
I'm losing my mind here.
This has been the hardest tier list.
I can't. I thought this would be so easy. I was like, oh, antagonists. We'll rate the 10 antagonists that appear in Tower, and then I'm like, this is crazy. Joe, put Sharon somewhere, and I'll agree no matter what it is.
All right. Make a tier.
Okay, let's go.
All right, make a new tier.
Where?
Below. All right, now name it. Are they even a villain? And then question mark.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that. Okay, here we go. Let's go. All right, boom, boom. Who else we got? We got Pathion. We got Sharon. We got Stuart Arthur. All right, freaking, let's leave him there. Oh,
all right,
gosh.
that's fine.
There's other people I can put in there now. All right, good. That clears up a
put
lot.
Everyone on there.
Oh my gosh.
There we go.
All right.
You know, this tier feels a lot better having
does.
that. This tier list feels a lot better having that.
I feel much more at peace seeing that.
Yes.
All right.
It only took us to the end of the tier list to do it.
I know. Half of this video was wasted on. Well, I mean, they're not really a villain. All right.
I can't actually see who this next character is.
Oh, it's Doom. Doom.
Oh. I was gonna say that's a very pretty lady.
Right.
It's a very small, blurry image on my thing. Okay.
A shirtless, muscular image.
But Doom is very well. I thought it was like a white dress or something.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, I don't know.
That's
on
fair.
my screen, okay,
yeah,
but
that's
you know,
fair.
Doom though.
Doom.
I mean, okay, listen though, just to make this clear,
Yeah.
Doom is hot.
Yeah.
That's all.
Doom is hot.
Yeah. Give him a hand for his hotness.
Joe. Come on now. Sounds like a time or place. But he has his arm back now too.
You know, yeah, well, I like. Okay. I like Doom. I like Doom. I think Doom is more effective than Paul. Because Doom is like this almost like ancient evil that was summoned in a way.
Right. Yeah.
The whole goal of that arc was just to revive Doom.
Right, and he actually does things too. He legitimately plays a role. I was gonna say he kills Dang Dang, and I was like, oh no, wait. Worst Father of the Year killed Dang Dang. My bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, to be honest though, like he didn't last as long as I thought he would, which is fine because it worked out.
Yeah, that's the thing about Doom. He was a villain for just a little bit,
a few chapters.
He was not.
And then all of a sudden he was like, all right, Yama, we're pals now for a little bit, which is fine. Emily, is she even a villain? We should have asked this question at the start of every single character. Are they even a villain?
Well, Emily is weird because it works in both ways. Emily helps people and helps the plot move along, but Emily is also helping the bad people.
Right. So it's like
Quite
she
a lot,
herself
in fact.
isn't even really a villain, in my opinion. She's a tool that is being used by the villains, right?
Can we put... no, I don't agree with this placement. Can you put her at the top of Are They Even a Villain?
Yeah, it's freaking whatever, man. That's fine. You know what? It actually does look better, actually. Now that I look at this, there's something about it.
There we go.
Well, guys...
Yeah, I think it's better.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, there's clearly no other villains on this list that we could put on
Unless I'm
here.
like, yeah, okay, this guy. We haven't seen enough of him, so boom, there you go. Okay, unless I'm forgetting someone, we are down to our final character.
Oh, I thought you were going to end it there.
No.
I was going to be like, all right.
No.
Unless we're forgetting someone, that's it for the tier list, everyone. Have a good night. And I'm just like staring at this last image.
All right.
I would have been, if that's where you ended it, I would have been like, wow, that
would have been a pretty, yeah. But to be honest, though, is she even a villain? I feel like she hasn't done enough bad, right? Like, ultimately, comparing her to someone like Traveler, like, come on.
I just think that she hasn't done enough. F tier. And maybe one more up.
Oh, okay, cool.
Actually, maybe just like another one up.
Yeah, I guess. Well, wait, what about one more, though, right?
Yeah, actually, one more. Well, I mean,
now that I think about it,
maybe just maybe a little bit, just like
bottom, right? Like, at least we can put it at the bottom, like.
Yeah, but
when you think about it, though.
Yeah,
that's fine, right?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. How about? Yeah.
Yeah. Unless there's like.
I mean, that works, right? Makes sense.
That feels right. Yeah. But there's like
something's not right.
I just.
Thanks a lot for watching.
Yeah, I was gonna do the same thing. Thank you all for watching.
Subscribe to the channel.
Okay,
right.
So the husbando tier list was easily the worst tier list.
It was.
This has become the best tier list.
Why was the husbando tier list the worst one? Our opinions were perfect in the husbando tier list, bro.
I mean, I'm not saying they were wrong, but it was a disaster to record.
Yeah. This has been interesting. Well, guys, thank you for joining us on this adventure. This was fun.
Yeah, but stop though. Look at this list. Now reverse it. That's the real top tier.
We fooled you the whole time.
The entire time. It was actually Gustang who was the real villain.
It was.
Low-key, you didn't even know. Worst villain is actually...
Well,
the worst villain is actually Han Sung-yu.
Oh, okay. Dude.
Well, actually, yeah.
Did you know that SIU actually said that Gustang is actually an antagonist, though? Like, he just hasn't really... He's just pulling the strings in a way that's hindering the main characters.
Yeah, I believe you mentioned that to me.
Yeah, I mean, I still find it hard to put him on this list from what we've seen of him, but that is interesting to keep in mind. That's why I put him in this tier, because it's like, well, we gotta wait and see more. But the more I look at this list, the more I'm like, dude, there are so many characters that I'm like, are borderline. It's like, bro, I gotta stop looking at this list.
I mean,
it's...
You could put a bunch of people in Are They Even a Villain?
Yeah, like the more I'm looking at, like all the, dude.
Yo, Dorian Frog! Hey!
What is it with you and Dorian Frog? I actually do like Dorian Frog, though.
Because Dorian Frog is a great name for a character.
Yeah, I think he's the most
also,
well-named.
It's just... also, just like... I just like saying, like, yo, Dorian Frog!
The boy!
Hey!
The boy! Yeah, no, Dorian Frog, next time we do the actual character tier list, I think he's gonna get bumped up.
I thought you were gonna say when we do the actual tier list. I was like, wait, hold
this
up.
whole thing has been just practice. I wasn't recording this whole entire time. Yeah.
By the way, if there are any memers out there, if you're wondering where Tulalan is, he's in SS tier.
Yes. Oh, I mean, that goes without saying.
The tier list actually doesn't have Tulalan on there anymore. So I mean, I just think that we're just letting you know there. Okay.
Agreed.
That's where Tulalan is. That is
he's
Tulalan's
right up here.
position.
He's right up here. Just imagine it, okay? Just imagine it.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys for watching. This was, interesting to make. We had some laughs, we had some tears, we had some discussions and debates. If you disagree with
really
our
want to
placements,
think.
yeah.
I really want to thank people if they made it all the way
Yo,
through
if
the
you're
video.
here, guys.
I know there's one person who timestamps our opinions.
Yeah, whoever you are.
And I just
Mad respect.
I feel for you.
Yeah, what should they comment
Person
if they made
out
it this
there.
far? Tulalan is best villain.
No, everyone's gonna say that.
That's true.
They're not gonna watch the video. They're just gonna comment
say
that.
That's fair.
If you made it all the way to the very end, you just like, okay, say something and then like reverse it, like reverse the audio, and then they have to reverse the audio,
text,
and then they'll know the message.
Okay,
that'll
say it.
The ending message is Popeye's chicken burger is absolutely delicious, and they opened one 5 minutes away from my house, and now it has ruined my life.
Joe was telling me about that earlier. I didn't think you'd bring it up in the video, but I'm fine with it. It's cool.
Thank you all for watching the video.
Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Go follow Joe on Twitter at Chromex20, also on YouTube and Twitch at Chosen Hero Arrives. This was a lot of fun. If you want more tier lists,
I don't have the energy to fight you on this.
Okay, good. What kind of other tier lists would you like us to do, and also what opinions do you have on this tier list? Let us know in the comments down below. But anyway,
if you have 0 suggestions on a tier list, we're gonna come up with one on our own, so we can just make people,
which will be disaster.
So we can make people happy or mad.
Yep.
Depending on how it goes.
Exactly. So we'll see. But anyway, take care, guys. We'll see you in our next Tower of God tier list video. Take care.
Bye-bye.